So it's Monday, April 11th. It's 1:49 in the afternoon. Starting this a bit late because things have been nuts. So first of all, I need to package some orders to take to Chit Chats. And so in a little bit, I'm going to cut to this being more like a voiceover while I package. Just because, I got some stuff to say. And why not just blend the two things together? I don't know if this is going to be a good vlog. It might be short. It might be weird. I might really not have much to do. I haven't even planned out my week. We just got home last night. We were in Calgary over the weekend. We left Friday afternoon and just got back last night. We were looking at houses. Because as I've mentioned previously, we're going to move. We're going to move to Calgary to be closer to family. And also houses are more affordable there compared to here. But being closer to family is the biggest thing. And so we only renewed this place till the end of July for this year instead of doing the full year till February. So we've been going through the process. We got our mortgage pre-approval a couple weeks ago and we made the trip out to Calgary this weekend to look at stuff and it went very, very well. We had some favorites going into the weekend, including like a number one top favorite. Although we didn't look at all of our faves because one of them was switched to pending, which means there's kind of like a sale in progress. It's not officially sold yet, but it's on its way. I was curious just to see that one, even though I wasn't convinced we would go with it because it's just such a wacky house. It had like no backyard because the entire backyard was, it was originally an indoor swimming pool that was filled in. So they just had this huge rec room and it's attached to the house. And I was like, that would be an insane workspace for me. But yeah, it's gone. There was another one we added to our list because we had to favorite 8 houses and like, one of them sold before we got there. Another one, they increased their price, which brought it out of our price range. So we were like finding some different ones. But anyway, we looked at our favorite first, and then we looked at all the other ones, and then we went back to our favorite, and we're like, this is it. And that night, we put in an offer. Like, the realtor last night was like drafting up documents to make the official offer. Meanwhile, we're like on our way to the airport to fly back here. So we like signed some documents right before getting on the plane to put in an initial offer. And then we were supposed to see their counter offer before 11, but our flight took longer than expected because we took off late. And so we didn't land in time to sign, had to get like new documents. They countered our offer. We countered back. They accepted it. So it was about 11 p.m. here, which is midnight in Calgary when they accepted. And so I just like couldn't sleep last night. I was like, super exciting. I'm glad we didn't have to deal with like bidding wars or anything, although most of the bidding wars are at the lower price points. So we kind of lucked out in that sense, but it's not a done deal technically. There's an approved offer, but there's more steps to do. I was doing stuff this morning. I was like out at the bank to send a wire transfer and like been contacting other people, and it's been a bit of a whirlwind this morning. And I also just got to some other emails and like an unrelated invoice I had to send. I was like, well, while I'm here, let me do this other stuff. And I'm kind of just like stalking my emails and WhatsApp just to like see if there's any updates. And I've been texting family members too. So my dad messaged me. He was just looking at the listing. Okay, anyway, the trip was also nice because it was like a little family get together of sorts because Christian's parents were there and we were staying with Christian's brother and our sister-in-law. So yeah, we got to like hang out and stuff too. So it was a great weekend. I can't wait to share more with you about like, showing you the house and stuff, but that'll have to wait. It's very nice. It's like, doesn't need any fixing up really. And there's a great space for me in the basement. It's got a walkout basement just like I wanted. And it's hard floor, which was ideal. It's not like a necessity to find a house that had that because I could always swap out the carpet in the future. But hard floors, because the carpets would get so nasty from like my art stuff and like wheeling stuff into the house. It would just get nasty. And it's got such like, it's just so bright in there. It's gorgeous. And the view from like the main floor out is even better. And it's got a loft for Christian where he can have like his man cave, but more like a man loft. I'll go into more details in the future, but it's so weird. It's actually happening. I can't believe it. Oh my God. So I will have to go back to Calgary for an inspection. I don't technically have to be there for that, but it's just highly recommended that the homeowner's there. And so Christian might not be able to come because of work stuff. So I might just go alone and maybe just like fly in, do the inspection, then fly back out that same night or something, if that works out. And then we have to go back again for possession date So it's a lot of travel. Buying out of province is really scary. Like, up until the ball officially got rolling, I've just been like so stressed. It just sounds like a cross province move sounds like the worst thing ever. So far it's going smoothly. I mean, we haven't actually like physically moved our stuff yet. That's a whole other point of stress that's been on my mind for months actually. Getting rid of as much stuff as we can, but also keeping the stuff that I like or stuff that I don't think we could easily replace right away. And I want to start packing. I've decluttered one room already, although I kind of want to go back through it. Just the room that's next to me here where I keep my clothes, and it's just like where we keep our recycling and some storage type stuff. I've got boxes of stuff to donate that I picked out from that room. But when I cleaned out that room, we didn't have our boxes yet, so I couldn't start packing some things. So we do have the boxes now because I ordered moving boxes when I ordered boxes for the shop. So we have tons now, and I can actually start packing certain things. And like, ooh. The sad part of this all is like leaving our friends. We have like limited time all together, and there's some people who might eventually move. But like, I'm sure there's some people in our friend group who never will leave Vancouver, and so it's sad in that sense because a lot of us don't have family here or have just like a little bit of family here, and so we just are each other's families. And you know, we even do we do things like Thanksgiving together because it's a lot to go back home for Thanksgiving, and so we usually just stay here, have Thanksgiving together, stuff like that. And we have our get-togethers, we have our themed parties, and you know, we just developed this tight group. And so that's probably what kept us here a little longer instead of us leaving earlier, because we've been looking at places for years. Originally, we were looking at real estate in Vancouver, but it was like, you know, we're looking at like townhouses, but I'm like, I don't want a townhouse. And if we want to afford a house, we have to actually leave. Plus just, you know, wanting to be close to family. Things like the pandemic really make you reevaluate what you want. And it just made me itch extra hard to go closer to family. Like, it just finally felt like it was the right time, you know? So it's kind of bittersweet, but mostly sweet. I'm mostly excited. I've lived here for 10 years. It'll be 11 in October. Vancouver's great. It's awesome, but I'm ready to go. So let me show you some stuff that has arrived. First, we have a print proof, which I rejected. It's the contrast is a bit messed up. Like, look at these leaves down here. The background printed really dark, despite me lightening it a bit. I always lighten stuff before I send it for print, but it was just a little bit much. And I think the hat color is going to turn out differently on the next one too. The file is completely different. I did a lot of tweaking, and so I'm waiting on the next print proof for that. And usually the prints are 5x7, including the white border. This is 7x7 for the printed area, including the borders at 7.5 by 7.5. And I limited myself to that size just because that's the size of my boxes. It's the size of everything approximately. Like the sketchbooks and notepads are 7.75 square. So this is about that. And it's on like the same textured paper as usual. Whoa. I showed at the end of the last vlog, but in case you missed it, my stickers arrived, and they're transparent stickers. So like that. Oh. And then, of course, more of these, which I use for packaging. Then, the new thank you cards arrived, which double as a print. I did large ones so that these could replace the chipboard for when I package prints. Because those could go in a glassine sleeve, and you'll see it through the glassine, so it's, like, cute, but also protective. And this is printed on soft touch. This is nice. It's, like, thick. And it actually printed correctly, because this is from Vistaprint. The last two things I ordered from them were printed way too dark. I didn't request reprints because I just didn't want to waste the product, but I was like, if these arrive wrong, I'm getting them redone. But they're great. This is like what the original thank you cards are supposed to look like in terms of color. So it has the same info as the last ones I ordered, but this was on the back of the card. Now it's just on the front. So all the info is on the front. It doesn't have the rounded corners though, which was really cute on the last ones I did. But because this is to protect the prints, the corners should stay square since the corners of the prints are square. And then I can swap out the print on the back over time, just like if I run out of a batch, the next time I order a batch, I can swap it out. The thing is, I want these prints to be something that I'm not going to have as a print that I sell. So I was like, okay, I probably wouldn't sell a print of this. Like, I could. This was originally done for an acrylic charm for the advent calendar, and it would make a great die cut sticker too, which I kind of do want to do still. But for now, it's the freebie print, and I think it just sort of suits the witchy theme because the next update's going to have all the witch hat items. So it's like a similar vibe. So that's that. And then we have the little card, which is the backing card for the enamel pins. I don't have them yet, so I can't show you what it would look like on here, but this is also the soft touch, and yep, backing card for the pins. Woohoo! So there's a lot here. This is so heavy. It's a big box. It's not full, but you know, there's a lot in there. So yes, here are the packages. This is kind of out of order because you saw me package it, then saw me talk about these. But technically I talked about these before I packaged, but I was using those for some of the orders. I probably could put those up here because this is what they're replacing. Although, should I use these up before I switch to these? Probably. I just got really excited. I have this amount here, and then that's it for the chipboard pads, which is amazing because at one point I had 2 of these shelves completely full, and I think I had more than that too. Like by the time I'd put them in the shelves, I'd already used a lot of them. So it's taken me forever to get through this massive chip pad order. I feel bad because there was a thunderstorm when we were gone, which are really rare here, so she was probably so spooked because they get scared during the thunderstorms. So yes, I'm gonna take these to Chit Chats right away, but I just want to discuss packaging because I showed in the last vlog that I got these 8-inch width glassine sleeves because for those witch hat prints, I'm going to need bigger glassine sleeves, but it's like, okay, well, if the prints are going to go in here, you know what else can go in here? The notepads, especially since this is gusseted. So my thought was this would be neat to put like everything someone orders in. So let me do a demonstration, I guess. I mean, okay, let's say they get 2 notepads and a print. The print would probably have to go in the back though, unless I'm still sleeving the print separately in the smaller ones. That I could do that. The alternative is the prints go on the back of this. Or wait, but then, well, I guess if there's 2, I can go like this because I don't want the stuff on top to dig into this either. Maybe the prints will have to be sleeved separately. I'm not sure, but then other things could just get slipped in there. Like let's say someone gets a few washies, just kind of throw them in there. Oh, these things are really loud though. This is gonna be obnoxious for like live streams and packaging videos. They're very loud. Maybe they get stickers and a couple pins, like everything just goes in here. And that kind of eliminates the need for the tissue paper, but the tissue paper just looks so good. Cause see, I could stick the thank you card on top on the outside. And then it's still cute when you open it up. It could go in, but if it's under stuff, you don't see it as much, you know. If it's on top of the stuff, kind of works. I could still put a sticker just for looks, but like, is that too much? Because before going back to tissue paper, some kind of bag was my original plan, but I was struggling to find something that was the right size. And I eventually found these on Eco and Clothes. So that's a good option. It's just, how do we make it cute? Because it's not going to look as cute as the tissue paper, but doing this plus tissue paper is just a little wasteful. It doesn't make sense. And ultimately, most people don't keep, you know, stuff like this anyway, so it's not like it has to be super cute. But I still want people to have a good experience when they open it up, and especially since my business is very social media based, I'm showing all this on camera and like showing me packaged, so the cuter it looks, the better it is for business, you know? But yeah, now that I have these, it's just making me rethink everything. It was originally just for prints, but I'm like, the possibilities. Have everything in one tidy package. Although possibly prints still separate, like I said. I'm always flip-flopping on the packaging. Ugh. I mean, that's part of the fun. It's fun trying new things, but... yeah. Okay, anyway. Gonna run to Chit Chat, so check in later, maybe? I don't know what I'm doing later. Part of me wants to start planning out my new art room layout. Although I don't have exact dimensions for the room because like the listing just has a length and a width, but it's not a rectangular room. So is it too early to start planning that out? I don't know. Also very tempted to do more decluttering, start boxing some things. It's so exciting. So I'm back from Chit Chats. It was a bad time of the day to go. There's lots of traffic and 2 car accidents that I passed. But I think I'm gonna do some room planning. Ideas for the layout of the new art room. So I actually have some stuff I wrote out. This is dated Tuesday, January 11th, 2022. This is one of my defective sketchbooks. It's got this big dent in it that looks like it has glue in it. And so I just use this as a notebook. The first thing I wrote was, right now I have no idea what the shape or size of the room, and in bracket S, well, is it more than one room, will be, but I can still make a wish list. I thought maybe I'd have a painted accent wall. I don't know if I'm gonna do that in this one. Like I could, but will I? I don't know. Cottagecore furniture and decor, thrifted / vintage furniture? Like, do I want all my table surfaces to be the same? Because if it's antique furniture, it's not gonna all match each other. Keep most decor wall mounted. Keep tabletop surfaces clear of clutter unless it's art supplies. So, for example, in here, I have like a whole surface, but it's mostly decorative. It does hold the tabletop easel, but the rest of that surface is decorative. I mean, certain things I guess can't really be wall mounted, like the Elsa, she's really big. You know, there'd be some exceptions to the rule. But I think my idea was like use shelves and stuff to display things, but it depends ultimately on the layout, because I might have not like wall shelves, but shelving units coming up from the floor, because it's also my warehouse area. So I don't know, just it's a lot to think about. And like these display cases, I've got the huge one here. I've got 2 smaller ones beside me. Are these gonna go in the new room? Are they gonna be in a different room? I wrote gallery wall of art I like. So similar to that. Large desk / table in the middle of the room that I can walk around all sides. Possibly with a ceiling mounted camera. The thing about ceiling mounted is it kind of blocks your view. But tripods take up a lot of space, and maybe that center table would not have any kind of camera set up, and I would have to rely on tripods that I would just take out when filming in that center area. Is there even still gonna be a central table like that? I don't know. I wrote cubicle area for game streams and editing. Order packaging area in the same room, ideally would stream from main computer. So right now I have a separate computer down in the warehouse. I live stream from that. It can barely handle the live streams, but it's definitely enough to like handle processing orders or whatever, because that's super basic. It can't handle me using a fancy camera, so I'm forced to use a webcam. So if I could live stream the order packaging from my main computer, that would be better. But is everything gonna reach? Like all the areas I want to stream from, are they gonna be able to reach to the computer? It'd probably be something where I'd have a custom setup each time. That could get annoying. Or I could have multiple camera setups, but just keep the long cables disconnected, and then when I need them I can, string the cable across the room. It's like I want everything to be nice and open, but also accessible for live streaming and filming. But there's 2 different ways I film. There's like the vlog camera, which I can bring around anywhere, and then I have my cameras that are hooked up via HDMI to the computer, so that's completely different. I wrote, also consider a warehouse layout that allows for a picker when I have helpers. So if I have someone coming to help me for a big shop update, the setup I have downstairs right now is really only good for me when I'm alone. But again, I wouldn't have helpers most of the time, so I could rearrange a bit for when there are helpers. Like just have more of the inventory somewhere else. Ideally would have room all around the packing table for filming, for good filming angles and for moving about. Downside to that as I'd be turning and like moving around more, because like my current setup, the table's against the wall, which is nice because I have shelves right in front of me on the wall that I can grab from. It's annoying for filming the packaging versus a setup where the table's away from a wall and you can have the camera in front of you. That'd be neat. But I also have those monitors. The monitors would have to be off to the side or something. Like there's so many things to consider. It's like I also wrote I could eliminate the need for a computer if I print the packing slips and labels first. So I go to the little side computer, print packing slips, come back to my packaging area, then boom, I don't really need a computer there. Although I do like having it because it's convenient. And I like having the little thumbnail of the product when you're grabbing them instead of just text. I need a place to store all the boxes that ideally would not be in the main room. There is another bedroom down there. There's some storage under the stairs. There's also storage in the furnace room, but we'd probably want to put like non-business related stuff in there. Low storage under gallery wall is what I wrote. Maybe like what I have here, I've got storage underneath of it. Because wherever there's the gallery wall, I can't do tall shelving units. I sketched out something where I have a worktop and then some storage on the side, and I can have boxes underneath. I would have to bend down for the boxes every time, which would not be good for the back. Currently, I just have to reach up, and it's nice. So yeah, I was drawing out different configurations. This was assuming a rectangular room, and that was it. Oh. The next page had something I erased. It also said, kitty rest spot by the window. A spot for the babies. Also, my initial drawings didn't factor in any kind of windows or like openings. Because, you know, when you have a basement, there's openings to other rooms. There's the staircase itself, any bedrooms, furnace room. It's not like you just have 4 walls. Basically, one entire side of the room is windows. Or, wait, oh, I did this wrong. Trying to sketch out what the room looks like. See, I don't have exact measurements right now because it's not a rectangle. It's shaped kind of like this. I maybe made this a bit too long, but there's like doors to outside, and then this is window, window, window. These are the stairs, and then this leads back to some other rooms. It's a great huge space. I just gotta factor in, like, if the windows are here, I don't want to put big shelves there. And I also can't hang any wall art there or any kind of wall-mounted shelves. This probably actually comes back further like this. I mean, I don't know. It's maybe a little more like this. So I could try to do my little Photoshop mock-up so I can easily move around possible furniture items. It's just that it might not be exact.
I do it once a year to somebody I feel really deserves it.
This is taking too long. Please. It's been like half an hour. Oh, it's speeding up. Go, go, go.
And when it was best to find individuals that weren't so on the pan of.
Can't wait. Ooh, I took my headband up. Now my hair looks funny. I got my computer finally up and running, the Mobile Studio Pro. And I was talking to Christian about the dimensions, and he's like, oh, he brings up a floor plan, and I'm like, how did you get that? And he's like, oh, this website has a virtual tour of the house, including floor plan, and you can do measurements by just clicking and dragging an area you want measured. And I was like, so I did a bunch of measurements and then screenshot it, and so I have the actual floor plan now, which is way different than what I had originally drawn. But I was just doing some brainstorming because I'm like, would I want these shelves like this in the future place? It's convenient, but let's say I wanted this in front of the windows so I could look outside while I package. And then I wouldn't be able to have this. So I was trying to think of alternatives. So right now, this is all unused space. So if I had some other kind of shelving / storage right here, I could be grabbing the boxes from right here. And there could even be something on the other side as well. I'd want a longer desk, possibly. I mean, this distance between the two sides is good for reaching everything, but I do feel crammed at times for this. I could also consider mounts for the monitors, either something that just clamps to the desk, possibly wall mounted, but something to get them off the desk. That would give me more space. But yeah, I just wanted to come in here and like, you know, think if all the stacks were here. I would need kind of a deep shelving unit of some kind, but it could work, I think. Because yes, this is essentially a wall, so it'd be nice if this was against a wall. All this. Boxes, then this could be open to the window. And then I do need a table on the other side, so this could essentially be what divides the room in half, and then I could have something else on the other side, either my other desk set up. Because if the computer was there, that would be really convenient for live streaming, having the computer right there. But what would also be cute is in one of the corners right by the windows is to have my easel there, not the tabletop easel, but the full-size one, and have a little painting area right in front of the window. Because if I completely line the edges in front of the windows with tables, then I don't have that spot unless I just use a tabletop easel in the corner, I suppose. And do I want a spot for like a little comfy chair in front of the window? No, maybe not. I don't really do that because I can just go upstairs to the main living room in that case. Oh, so many fun things. Okay. So this is the actual layout of the room. So now I can go in and draw everything. So many possibilities.
As the night goes darker and darker, it towards the unknown, yells into the launch. Ding 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 ding. As I see the anchors the anchors pull up, and you really see sails on this. You talk about pulls there, what would be sails on this? Actually, these are your hand.
Okay, let me go over some of this. I'm gonna open it up layer by layer. One idea that has stuck is putting all my inventory shelves in this area here, because like the doors here, we need to keep some space. Inventory's loaded onto the shelves, so there'll be shelves here, here, possibly also here. And I was thinking my doll display could maybe squeeze in here because I think it'll fit. It says 4.8 inches here, but there's no plug to plug in the lights. That would be the downside of that spot. I don't know if I trust these measurements because it says this is 13.4, but that this is 15.7. I mean, maybe. They look almost like the same distance. Although in real life, this definitely feels longer than this is deep, so maybe that's right. I put my computer desk here and packaging station here because it's easy, like cable-wise, if they're right next to each other. And I really want that big table, just like a multi-purpose table is where I can sit to do art. It's where I can do shop prep. And then I was starting to throw like my IKEA cubes here and making this a gallery wall. And then I was like, oh, I don't know if I want this. Like you come down the stairs and the first thing you see is like the ugliest stuff, right? And so I'm like, oh, maybe let's change that. Well, this one was actually the same initially. Move my IKEA cubes here just to keep something low in front of the window. Wherever it says Bibe, that means just a little spot for the cats to chill, like a little bed or cat tree. I thought I could have my table against the wall with some art supplies here, rolly cart, dolls, and these little squares would have been my figurine display cases, but I wanted to try to do something where the table was not against a wall. If it was going to be against a wall, this wall would be nice because like I'm left-handed, so if I'm drawing here, a camera would be over here, like a camera would be on this side, so it's nice to have this side of the table open, right? And what is next? Okay, I moved the packaging here, put the IKEA cubes on the other side to make it look cute. I don't know if there'd be room for this though, like this might be getting a little too ambitious with how much vertical space is here, because ideally this table would be pretty big. It would be bigger than a standard desk. It's gonna be a little on the large side, and so I was like, well, is there gonna be room to get all the way around it and have all this? I don't know. Scanner, printer, figurines, yeah. What was next? Oh, just kind of planning out different ideas, similar configuration. Then I was like, what if I turn it so the packaging station is against the wall instead of facing the window? This is almost like a little wall when you come down the stairs, but yeah, then there's a computer table, and I don't actually hate that, but it got me thinking. Like some of these I didn't even finish fleshing it out before I just moved on. So in this one, it's like packaging facing the window so I can see out the windows while I work. Same with this table, I'd like sit here to look out the window. I could just roll the chair from here to over here. If I can squeeze in those IKEA cubes, it'd be great. It's not necessary. It's gonna depend on how big all these other pieces are. And then this side would have art storage and things because I don't want to cover the window, so there'd be like a plant in the corner whenever I do this. That's a plant. So I wrote low storage. It could be any kind of storage because there could be like a tall shelving unit and then low storage, something like that. But it's also where I could stick the gallery wall. I could fit some artwork over on this wall as well. Gallery. And then maybe have those glass figurine display cases there still. And have the full-size easel over here. Even if I don't end up using it, if I use the desktop easel over on this table, I could still have this easel here. And then I put a plant there. I just realized I never put my rolly cart in this one. The painting cart, that could be over here. It could be here instead of a plant or something. It could probably even sit right here. This under the stair storage, it's a closet right here, and it has sliding doors. So for example, if you're opening this one, you technically can have something down here and it's not really blocking it. Although it would almost be nice to get rid of those and do a curtain so that you have access to the full width, because you know, you slide the door and you just have this narrow entrance. And then the storage goes under the stairs, which is why it's angled like that. So yeah. So possibly rolly cart there. I don't know. It's hard to know the dimensions of everything because there's going to be new furniture I buy and I don't know exactly how big this furniture is going to be. And I have the doll display case here on this one. What's nice is there are plugs along this wall, so it would work out. I just don't know if that's a weird spot for it. It'd be up against one of the inventory shelves. Because alternatively, it could go here. I wrote warehouse supplies, but like that could go wherever I store all the boxes. Oh, and then I put little end caps on these because I thought it'd be cute if at the ends of these shelving units, it's decorated like there's either a board put on the end or something that I can decorate so that the end caps are cute. Or it could even be something functional like pegboards where I hang stuff. Who knows? Yeah, I'm very unsure about the furniture on this wall though. It would just depend, whatever's kind of left over would fill the space. The Alex drawers that I have would probably go underneath this section of the desk. Again, assuming it would fit, depends where the legs of the desk are. It could go over here instead. There are options, but this is the most recent one I did and I like that a lot actually. And when you come down the stairs, you see like the gallery wall and like art supply storage and just like in this nice corner. And all the electronics are in this corner, so you don't see that when you first come in. And then this would be low, because I think this would be my IKEA cubes. The way I have it currently in my warehouse is it's a tall table. But assuming that this is longer than what I currently have, I wouldn't have the tape dispenser and printer sitting there. They'd ideally be sitting up on this table, and then the cubes would be there. And so there would be stuff stored in the cubes, but I could also set finished packages on it. So like, here's the inventory, have my boxes there. Packaging station, low IKEA cubes to set the packaged orders on. And now I'm kind of tempted to start looking at furniture, seeing what I can find. But again, am I going to wait to try to get like some neat antique furniture? I mean, I don't need it to look antique per se. I just want it to be like, maybe get a light brown desk here or something. Same for the table. Some of the stuff in here will be white. Like I have my Alex drawers, my IKEA cubes. That stuff's going to be white, but try to find stuff that looks a little more wooden for the rest of the furniture. I want new inventory shelves because the ones I have right now are ugly. This is what I have. It's just black plastic and these collapse down very flat. So we'll take these with us, but these could be used like in our garage or something for storage. And so it won't be out in the main room. So I'm going to look for something that looks a little cuter. I know IKEA has some wooden shelves, but they look a little flimsy and not really deep enough. I'm going to look for something a little more sturdy if I can, but a wooden texture would be nice. But yeah, I wanted something open on both sides like this because I am going to be creating kind of aisles as you saw in my picture. So technically this will be accessible from both sides. So it cannot have a backing like these shelves do. They got that back piece so you cannot access it from the back. It'd be nice to do something to this, like paint it or something, but it would have to be sanded first, I think. It would be so much work, but it's this hideous gray. I've debated just getting contact paper, although we got these stupid screws, but just like cover this somehow. And then over the shelves, boop. I mean, ideally it would have to be taken apart and then, yeah, I don't know. So many things to consider, and then I gotta figure out where this one's going because this is not long enough for what I want. So am I just gonna get a second one and they go end to end? Or is this table going elsewhere? Wait, but then where would it go in my setup? I mean, it could be what this sits on, but that's kind of seems like a waste. Because currently it's sitting on the IKEA cubes, but the cube's a bit long compared to this thing. It'd be nice to get something that's the same length. I haven't found much for wooden shelves other than the IKEA ones. I just don't know if they can hold everything. I'm looking at the double wide ones. See, what's nice about these is I could paint them if I want to. They also look good like that, but they could be painted any color. I could use these. They come in various different configurations and you can buy individual pieces for them. So I could use this to replace those the metal shelves I use currently. Like I could just put extra shelves in here at the height that I want. And boom, it's a cute replacement for it. And then that metal one could just be used somewhere else in the house. It'd be good for closet organization, like a shoe rack or something. I don't even know if they would have these in stock when we move, but if you have these, let me know. Are they good? Do they suck? Let me know. Okay, editing Baylee here. This video's at 38 minutes already, and there's a bunch more footage. So I'm splitting this up. I don't know if the rest of the footage will be uploaded on like a Tuesday or if I'll just save it till next Friday. I don't know at this point. I might save it till Friday because I do have some other stuff to do next week. Like I have to go back to Calgary. So I just don't know. I don't know. It'll be uploaded when it's uploaded. Everything's so exciting. I just feel like I don't want to do anything unless it's house related right now. It's just like exciting times. But I will see you guys in the next one, whenever that happens to be. It was a lot, but like I'm so happy with it. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. You can hardly see it in the final thing. If you see the full size GIF, you can appreciate it a little more. But also, I drew the hammer in full throughout the entire thing. So there's parts of it that are out of frame. I didn't color one.